All right, so hello guys. I am outside right now in a Japanese izakaya, which is like a Japanese pub, with my friend from high school, and we went to the same university. And yeah, it's gonna be like a casual talk about like my background, why I started doing what I'm doing right now, and yeah, like my goals in the future for the next few years. And he's gonna be asking me some questions. Yeah. So what was the first? What was the first one?
So I know you since high school, and I knew you played soccer when you were small, but then suddenly you changed to karate. So I was curious, why did you start karate in high school?
Ah, that's a good question. Like, oh, yeah, by the way, we're eating fries, and this. How do you call this? These are intestines, right?
Yeah.
This one that you guys see right here, these are intestines, and then this is Japanese radish, carrots. What else? Negi ってなんて言うんだっけ?
Sure.
Yeah, some vegetables that's stirred in the pot for a few hours, and it has a miso fermented beans paste. Yeah, that's what we're eating right now. So back to the topic, why I started karate, right? So, yeah, I grew up in from third grade, from like 8 years old to 15. I lived in the states, United States, and then um, yeah, since I played soccer from when I was like 6, 5, that was my hobby, right, for 10 years. And then came back to Japan, and I just couldn't get accustomed to the bukatsu culture.
I was really looking forward playing with you in the bukatsu.
Right, we were in the same class, high school class, right, in the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
homeroom.
yeah.
And then he showed me around the school because he was in the school before I was there, from middle school. So he knew the place well. So he would introduce me to a lot of classes, where the bathrooms are and all that. But then, and then I would talk to him about me playing soccer. Yeah, I mean, I went to the practice once. I liked it. But then, like, some of you guys might know, if you're familiar with the Japanese culture, um, we look up to the older people, right? A lot, like seriously. So well, if you become really friendly, yes, you can talk back to them. But then, I mean, it wasn't as that strict in our school. But like talking about the average, yeah, people tend to become pretty strict with age differences, and like since I grew up in the states, I didn't have that background at all. The soccer club had a slight, tradition.
Pretty much.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
It was, I guess, as he said, it was pretty intense within our school, I guess, right? I mean, it eased off, right, when you were at the top,
Yeah.
I guess. But then, yeah, when we were in the first year, it was pretty tough. So I just couldn't get used to it. And then I went to go watch the karate team, and they had a more, I guess, friendlier environment. So I liked it, and I liked how everybody did the same movement at once. I guess a lot of you guys know with kata, team kata, everybody does the same thing at once, right? And even when you do the kihon basic practices, everyone moves at the same time. So you don't do pair passing randomly. It's all synchronized, which was something that I've never seen before. So that was pretty interesting, and that's why I started doing karate. But then, like my motivation towards being an athlete of karate stayed for a few years, but then my passion changed into coaching, and that was a huge change for me because, you know, being an athlete, you only, you know, your all the arrows are to yourself, right? Like you think about yourself, how do you develop yourself, how do you develop your skills, but then, yeah, like I guess the last year of high school, in the Japanese bukatsu sports club culture, there isn't usually a coach, right? There isn't usually a coach. It's usually the older grades, the upper
Yeah.
grades looking at taking care of the lower grades. So skill wise, um, yeah, coaching wise, the older grades do that, right? So it was my last year of high school, and I had to take care of. Well, it's not like I had to, but then it was my role, our role, to take care of the younger grades, and that was really enjoyable for me. Like I never expected that to be a enjoyable experience for myself, but then yeah, I've done that for like half year after our last game, and that was pretty unforgettable for me. So I entered uni, and then right after I started, I had the opportunity to go back to practice again. There are some people passing by, so and yeah, I went back to being a coach, and yeah, since then I've been doing that for like 4 or 5 years, on and off. But yeah, that's been my passion, I guess. Did you feel like I had any changes from when I was in like, the first year of high school to like first year of university?
Um, well, first, I still didn't know who you are, like pretty much. So I don't have any impression of you in the first grade of high school.
Right.
But after you started your coaching, I think you became more logical. Like,
Logical.
yeah, not how to say. 出てこない感情
Feelings.
yeah まあいいや logical で切って yeah I think you became more logical
Yeah. Okay. I never expected that, but yeah, I guess like I talk in my videos, I try to deliver the underlying message first, and then add the supporting details. So, it is easy for a coach to just deliver the most easy to understand fact at first, but then just replicating that doesn't give you the in-depth technique at all. So yeah, I try to keep on thinking, okay, why does this happen, right? And then you break that down. So I guess that was something that I gained in coaching. And yeah, I guess yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess.
and then after high school you started coaching and then in university uh, you started YouTube first or what was it first
I started doing Instagram.
oh
You were on the team though. So he was helping me out when I started doing this whole, I guess, English karate coaching
Yeah, yeah.
program. So we first started off as a um as an inbound class, right?
Down, yeah.
So when tourists come over to Japan, we would open karate classes for them. That's what we started as. And we, as our marketing strategy, we did Instagram because Instagram was pretty explosive back then. And yeah, that's what we started doing. And what were you about to say?
And,
After I started.
yeah, after you started coaching, I was wondering, like, what was the timing you changed to the business side? Like, doing coaching on business is your job right now, but what was the timing for that change?
You mean from coaching to
Business coaching? Maybe?
like why I turned it into a business,
Yeah.
like why I wanted to do that, right? So first, well, I guess the biggest thing was that I was the only one that can do it. I think that's the shortest one. A lot of, like, there's a gap between people that love karate outside of Japan and the really, how do you call it, the hidden masters of Japanese karate. There's a huge gap, and that gap is there because of a lot of barriers, like language barriers, distance, right? You guys live far away from Japan. What else? The logic side. I guess the masters are good at their skills, but delivering wise, I'm not sure about many of them. So those three barriers are there, but being a coach, I know how to talk. I might not be as skillful as them, but the delivering side, I'm pretty confident if I compare with them. English, yes, I speak English. and I have the connections within the people in Japan as well. So I was like, why not become a bridge, right? First, yes, I started as just a like a tourist class, inbound class, as like a small experiment. It was like my first small business, so that was pretty interesting as well. That was my first intention, but then as I started doing it, it felt more like a role for me that I can establish this, and that like I have to do this in order for everybody to become happy. So yes, I've been doing that in university, and then after I had my first full-time job, which was this April, right? That's when before that, a couple months back, I switched it. I moved everything on YouTube and I started doing online classes, like many of you guys might know. And yeah, through there, yes, I try to become the bridge between the Japanese knowledge of karate and the people that love karate, like a lot of you guys are watching. And yeah, that's my main goal. But I don't want my channel to become just a platform to deliver knowledge. Yes, that's important. Yes, I want that quality to be there. But my I guess my deepest intention would be to face everybody 101, because I want to adjust my message every single time. Like, yeah, the videos are there so that everybody can understand it clearly. But then when I coach the high school kids, like I went coaching today. Like I have to change my message every single time, depending on their background, what they're struggling. So that's why I started doing the group lesson and the private lessons, because I can talk to them. If it's a video, yeah, we can chat on the comment section, but then that's so limited. So yeah, that's why I started doing the classes, and so far I like it. I love the members there. Like I never imagined that so many people loved karate that much outside of Japan, and that has been a huge surprise for me. Last like last week, one member asked me like, what kind of books should I read to become good at karate, right? Honestly, I haven't read tons of books. Yes, I have read some books, but like seeing that somebody is so passionate about karate, which is a foreign culture, right? That's very, shocking in a positive way for me. So I like my goal right now is to just give back to those love and hopefully grow my channel so that everybody can share this community as a whole. Yeah. That's it, I guess.
So your first goal wasn't uh, like opening a YouTube channel, or so you just started Instagram, did inbound lessons, and then somehow you arrived here.
I guess so.
No, but it's very interesting because I know you since high school, since I still remember the day we went to the soccer club training, the bukatsu training, and I know you since then. So how many years? 8 or 9?
9 years, yeah.
Yeah, and then you somehow started karate, and then started coaching, then started inbound coaching, then started business with karate, and now you're doing YouTube with how many subscribers?
Almost 30K.
Yeah, wow, 30K. And so I'm very curious, like where you're going next. Like what's your bigger goal, your life goal? It's very interesting to see that.
What a great bridge for a question. So I guess my main thing would be like the big the biggest picture, right? Would be to have people's everyday lives like become more happy with the tool of karate. Like I'm pretty sure we discussed the name waKu, right? Karate Dojo waKu. Like we wrote it out on the whiteboard. Like what's the correct name, right? And then waKu. Maybe I talked about this in the video, but when a place waKu as a verb basically means in English that something like a energy or excitement is sparking in place. Well, sparking is not the right word. But it's more of a like waKu, like when the audience goes like wow like that, right? When you watch a soccer game, like everybody goes like yeah like that. That's when the environment is waKu. and we use it as a onomatopoeia too. Waku waku, waku waku. Waku waku basically is used as a onomatopoeia for when the situation is very excited, right? Um, excited. I mean, exciting. When the situation is exciting. So that's what we named waku for. And I want, through taking my classes or watching my videos or through karate in general, if somebody's just that split hour or a few minutes of their week becomes waku waku, then I would like that to happen. And so I want more people to know about my channel. I want more people to know about my personality. I like to give back. So I think some of you guys know, but I try my best to comment back on every single one. I spend a lot of time doing that, so please appreciate if I comment back. But yeah, that's been my huge picture. And the next plan for the next few years, since the Olympics, or hopefully coming back next year in Tokyo, I don't want to miss that chance because there's going to be so much impression of karate and so much reach, right, within that certain period. So I love to support karate so that it becomes on a lot of platforms, TV, yeah, your other martial arts channel, sports channel, right, media, magazines, right, all that. I would love to support that wave, huge wave. And afterwards, I'd like to start traveling abroad if the pandemic is over.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Really, if the pandemic is over,
Okay.
I want to start traveling. Well, I was talking about living with you next year, and I haven't talked about this. But then, like, there's a lot of people from the U.S., Canada, Britain, UK, Philippines, India, Indonesia. A lot of people from all over the world watching my channel, and there are dojos, right? Karate dojos within the country. I'd love to go there. Also, I've been reviewing a lot of local martial arts. I never knew that there was a martial art in the Philippines. It's called Kali, or Kali Arnis, yeah, and other martial art in Southeast Asia, which is called Pencak Silat. And there are a lot all over the world, so I love to experience that as well. And it's pretty interesting to see from a karate's perspective, because our focus, our goal is similar, like self-defense or more of a spiritual kind of thing. But then the way they express it is very different. The costume is different and all that. So I would love to travel and experience that. So that's my near future plan. So, and the closest benchmark milestone would be to reach 100K by next March.
Next March.
Yes, next March. So I have 5 more months. Next March, guys. Next March. 100K. Share with your friends, please.
Remember this.
Yeah, remember this. I said it. I said it. So if you're watching this far, 20 minutes into the video, you should be a huge supporter on my channel. So 100K by next year. Let's try our best to reach that goal, and you will see me reaching 100K.
Okay.
I'll take you to a nice restaurant next March. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so yeah, that's been my life so far. And yeah, I'm dedicating all my time and effort into this. I quit my job. I quit my full-time job last month because I felt like this was my my passion, something that I want to pursue, spend my time for the next few years. So yeah, I'm very serious about this, and I hope that I can give back the love that you guys are sharing on this channel. And yeah, I guess I talk too much, but that's
How long should it be?
no, it's fine, it's fine. 無修正だから I'm not gonna edit this. Oh.
No, but your viewers are pretty old, right? Not old, but like.
In between 22,
Oh, really?
and the majority are between, or in their 20, 30, and 40s. That's the majority. 20, 30, 40.
Because in Japan, like, you're still 23, and then quitting a full-time job at 23 and then changing to uh, like full time, like your own job.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty challenging and
Right.
pretty still unique in Japan, right?
Right.
So I thought like if you could give some advices for people watching this YouTube, but who are working full time, but have something in their life that they want to, you know, follow,
Pursue.
like pursue, but still can't step out of their daily life.
Right.
I thought you could give some advices.
I mean, I haven't established or I haven't, done anything yet. But I always think about how I spend my time and, oh, yeah, how I spend my energy and time. That's a huge, like, yardstick for me to decide what I want to do. So, for instance, let's say, mm, somebody asked me out for a dinner, right? Let's go out for dinner. If I don't, if I don't feel like there's nothing to gain or there's no merit, or merit って言うとちょっと it sounds a little dry, but um, so I care about what I do with my time, and if if I'm not satisfied with how I spending my time, I try my best to um, change that, to improve that. Within the job I was doing, yes, I love the people. I love the people for sure. I love the company. I love the culture. But the work itself, compared to what I was doing for the karate, creating videos, doing lessons, answering your guys' questions, compared to that, this was more enjoyable than the corporate job. Corporate job, it wasn't like I hated it. No, it was nothing like that. It was ordinary, but I love the people. So like overall, it was like it gave me a score of like 75, 80. I think it's pretty high. And but then this one was like 95. So I guess it was a really very nice choices to have, right? 75, 95. But I decided to go. Yes, there are risks, but mm, but then your time is limited. You only live your 23-year-old life for once. So I just stepped in, not knowing what to expect, but then I was pretty confident with what I can provide to everybody on the platform. So that's what I went full in. And I guess a message, right? Like you asked me. Um, I guess this might not be for the international audience, but especially in Japan, people get stuck with the stuff that they are doing right in front of you, and they don't think about the why they're doing that certain thing. So let's say, for instance, this also is connected to the bukatsu culture. Since it's very strict in Japan and people are serious, if one starts doing one thing, there's a beauty concept that you're not supposed to like quit it. So people tend to, really concentrate on the first thing that's in front of them. For instance, let's say I'm pretty sure that you guys heard that Japanese services are like number one in the world. Like even if you go to a convenience store, which is a very cheap place to go, they will treat you like God. That's because they don't care about why they're working. Well, I wouldn't say they don't care about that. They forget about the background that they started working, but they focus so much on how to open up a bag, how to treat a customer, right? That's in their mind. So what I would advise for those people, or maybe that might be a similar thing internationally, but I would say always think about why you're doing that thing. People usually say, "Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied with something that you did today?" Right? It's people ask that question, but then my way of looking at it is more like, why did you start doing what you're doing right now? Why are you doing that first of all? And when you question that to yourself, then you start feeling maybe this wasn't my goal, or maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this, right? And just follow that for now. I guess if you're in your 20s or 30s, early 30s, it's never too late to change your route. So, yeah, take risks. High risk, high return. Well, that's life, I guess. As long as you have the passion. If you don't have the passion, you're taking high risks. There's no reason, right? So, yeah, I guess that wraps it up. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will see you guys in the next video. And if you like this series, please comment that down below. And I do um, YouTube live every Sunday or Saturday morning in Japan time. So depending on the time, you might not be able to check it out, but I will answer questions for you guys. And yeah, I guess that's it for today. And yeah, check out these videos, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.